I am going to intentionally teach you about intentional living so that you can intentionally live a life intended to be about what you want it to be about and live your best life. So let's intentionally get into the subject at hand. How's that for a little opening? It's like my little V for Vendetta thing, but not quite as good because that was off the cuff. Let's talk about intentional living and how it can make your life amazing and how it can help you live every single moment to its fullest with knowing where we're going each and every moment to the best of our ability. Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me already, I'm Clark, and I'm here to help you live a fearless, authentic, impeccable life, a life that you are meant to live, a life that you want to live. And if that is something that you find interesting, that you think is super cool, that offers you value or can offer you value, I really hope that you would be willing to subscribe to my channel, which you can do real quick and easy by hitting that red button right down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Oh, and be sure to stick around for the entire video because at the very, very end of the video, I've got a free download opportunity for you, and I won't be able to get that download to you, that free content, if you leave now. So stick around. All right, but right now, let's get into the topic of intentional living. So I believe that you can become the best version of yourself if you figure out how to live an intentional life, if you figure out how to live with intention. So step one is to define what intentional living is. Intentional living is about just living a life that aligns with your core values and your beliefs. Ideally, in a perfect world, every single day, every single moment, we strive towards doing things, acting in a way, thinking in a way, behaving in a way that aligns with who we want to be, who we want to become, and what we believe in and what we value. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can live intentionally, and honestly, there's too many for one video. That's why I'm gonna make a few videos on living an intentional life. There's minimalism, there's slow moving, there's simple living, there's a lot of different names and labels for intentional living. But today, I wanna just focus on the broad topic of intentional living. And ultimately, I think the easiest way to think about or to approach intentional living is just to think about a why. A why behind why do we do what we do? Like, why do you get up in the morning? Why do you eat breakfast? Why do you go to work? Why do you work a 9 to 5? Why do you want to start a job? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Why do you want to quit your 9 to 5? The why behind everything is so important because if you don't know why you're doing something, you're not living with intention. You, in essence, you don't have a purpose. And sure, in a perfect world, we would all know our purpose. We would all know the exact intent with why we do everything that we do on a daily basis. But you know, that's not life. Life is not perfect. Life is not always gonna make sense. We're not always gonna have crystal clear ideas of what we wanna do on that day, or maybe what we wanna do that week or this year. But the fact of the matter is, as long as we hold on to our core values and beliefs, we are living a life of intention. For instance, my why is my son. My why is a way of life that I want to give to him, a life of wealth and legacy in every single aspect, in mind, body, spirit, and even monetarily. What's your why? If you know your why, I want you to leave it in the comment and let me know your why. Why do you do what you do? If you are striving to start your own business, if you are working a 9 to 5, if you are starting a new workout regime, what is your why behind everything? All right, my friends, well, there is a very, very brief introduction to intentional living, and we're gonna talk about these concepts more in some subsequent videos. And as promised, since you stuck around for the entire video, which I really, really appreciate, I want to email you a free digital guide. It's this one right here. It's a guide to getting whatever you want using the law of attraction and manifestation. But to send it to you, I need your email address. So in the description below is a link to my mailing list, and I really hope that you'll sign up so that way I can have your email and we can correspond and chat further, and I can get to know what you want to learn about, but I can also send you this digital guide for free. And of course, please like this video, smash that like button, and I really, really hope that you'll share this video as well with anyone that wants to learn about living an intentional life. And really importantly, of course, please hit the subscribe button. It's right down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and hit that notification bell. The process looks like this. That way you don't miss any of the episodes that I release every single week, oftentimes on Wednesdays and Fridays. And by hitting that bell, you're the first to know when I release that new content. And until I see you again, I hope that you'll check out that playlist right over there, or maybe that video right down there. And remember what I always say, be authentic, be fearless, be you, and everything else will fall into place. Thanks for your time, my friends. See you soon, and I appreciate you stopping by.